when you first move out to a big city and you don't like know anybody, and it's like, you know, you're starting from the ground up. You're creating a life for yourself. And when Sean called me and told me I got the job at Circuit Works, I mean, it's silly, but I started crying. I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I did it. I was like, I made something of myself. I said I was gonna be a trainer, and I did it. I'm a trainer now. And I was like, you know, like that feeling of like, you say you're gonna do something and then you do it, and it's like, whoa, I did it. Like, I didn't just sit on my ass and talk about it or post about it. Like, I did it. You can do stuff in life, you know? And that was like a real light bulb moment of like, life is so much easier than we think and make it be. Like, you want to just pick something, anything in the freaking world, pick it, say, okay, I want to do that. And then just literally like, what would you have to do it? Like, it's really hard to fail when you put the work in. Like, it's really hard, really, really hard. Like, you got to really fuck it up. So I am from Miami, Florida, so I'm Cuban, obviously. And my mom, two moms, they're lesbians, they're amazing. They're Cuban, and my dad is Cuban. And everyone we know is basically Cuban, and Miami is basically Cuba. And it was amazing growing up there. You didn't realize it. Like, you didn't realize that wasn't normal, because it was just all around you. So you never, I guess, you know, it was one of those things that's like, we never felt the burden of like feeling like an immigrant. Because if anything, Americans felt like immigrants in Miami. We even refer to them as like, oh, there's an American here. I don't know why she's with that American guy. We don't know who he is. So growing up in Miami is awesome. And makes you a really well-rounded person, as you can see. My mom, she had a son, Christopher, who passed away when he was 15 from cancer, which is kind of why I'm here. I don't think that if he would have passed, I would have been born. Just because of like the circumstances in her life. She had me, she was already 36, and she had no intentions of having another child. Like, she went from an immigrant from Cuba to, I mean, she dated like one of the biggest cocaine dealers back in the 80s, you know what I mean? And she was 19, he was like way older, they had a kid together. She was like on the run with him, like she didn't go to school, she didn't go to college or whatever. And then like she just one day woke up and was like, that's not the life I want. She went to college at 26, started like college, became an attorney against all odds because they tried to like not let her pass the bar. And then eventually became city attorney of Miami, the second female ever to be city attorney of Miami. And she actually proposed to her wife, Susie, on her last day at work on the like, you know, county channel or whatever, like during a commission meeting or one of these things, you know. Susie was a cop, and like all her cop friends were on it, and the Huffington Post wrote about it. So I just feel like her story is like insane. But so yeah, she lost her son, and she kind of just was like, I need another kid now. And within the year I was born. I think he died on Ash Wednesday, and I was born on Holy Thursday the next year. Isn't that crazy? 2 years later, I get the call. I was about to go back to college. You know, I was just in a play in New York. I had booked a film, and they were like, Bevin, it's Glenn. Do you want to play Alvin and Alvin and the Chipmunks? I was like, oh man, Glenn, I'm about to go back to school. Like, semester starts in 2 weeks. You know, I don't. All right, yeah, I'll do it. And so I went on tour with Alvin and the Chipmunks, and I saved all that money, and that's basically how I got to LA with my chipmunk money. Saved all my acorns. My only goal is like, I don't need you to do a burpee on a finger and then spin. Like, I don't, you know, it's not about impressing or pushing limits in that sense, but to me, it's just that like, all I care about is that when you walk in the door, you're one person, and when you walk out, you're just a little bit different. You don't gotta have a whole life transformation, but when you walk out, there's like 3% of you that's improved, and that's something you can kind of hold on to throughout the day and feel that difference. Feel, like I said, like you wanna do something, you do it, you know? Feel that when you walked in, you were one kind of way, and because of the things you did in this room, because of the way you approached the exercise or the challenge, or because of the way you approached the not wanting to, now you leave a little bit better, a little bit more in control, a little bit more empowered, or whatever. And so having those moments of the low points and being able to put the focus on them, naturally, made my day better, you know? So it's like this very symbiotic, like, give and take in not the most obvious ways, but yeah, it's crazy. And I mean, it's such good people, both clients and staff, that, I mean, I just got so freaking lucky.